Hey, beautiful Queen Lene. I was washing my hands up, getting things ready and uploaded the 8th section, so I might do section 10, but anyways, I was going to tell you that the other night, Saturday night, after my friend left, she works at the grocery store here in town, Aaron and I spent from 2 to 5:30 conversing about religion and transgender things, and one of the things I could tell you is I was rambling about him being a man now and acting like a man is. Our friend is 37, girl, and I always make jokes with her. Me and her always talk girl things. You wouldn't believe, but wherever I go, I'm always talking to some girl or just a personal stranger. I'm the type that I can walk down the street and see a stranger and be like, "Hi, how's it going?" "Good." So I was talking to her, we were talking, and she wanted to go to Thailand with me. I offered to pay her for breast implants. The implants are American-made implants. The doctors know how to do them right there. You can, well, you get the point. So we were talking about it. Aaron didn't want his implants. He said, "Rita, just give them to her." Okay. Well, we were conversing. She doesn't know if she wants it. She's like 5'1", 5'1". She's real short. Could be like 4'9", but 4'11", 4'10". But she's very short, and very nice. And she's like, I said, "I like that shirt." She says, "I bet you'd like it." "Well, I want your gown." I said, "My gown is I have a gown I want to wear. It's a gorgeous gown. It's the one you could see with me with the knife. I think it is. Anyways, I said I want to use that for a dancing gown, and I wanted to use it as a wedding gown for me, but Aaron's like, "You should wear the other one that's an actual wedding gown," because I told Aaron I wanted to get married to a girl, not a guy, and he's like, "Well, I'm still your partner, and I could be a guy." Well, anyways, talk about guy things for him. After she left, he says, "Yeah, I hope we can do that Vegas trip soon." If you ever find YouTube and Aries Sky Reader, you'll find one. It says, do you believe what stays in Vegas, what goes in Vegas stays in Vegas, or whatever the topic was, right? Well, Aaron's talking about having the wild horizontal mambo with her, right? Actually doing the nasty. He's like, "Yeah, I want to do the nasty with her." And being my partner, I should say, "Okay, yeah, go for it." But frankly, I said, "Well, what is it?" And he said, "Maybe, his idea is if you go to Vegas, you do the nasty." And not frankly me, but he's talking about her. And she wants to go to Vegas again, and I said, "Well, we were talking about going there." Well, I was looking for a companion to go too. Well, my companion ain't going to be my mother because I frankly don't want her near me. And Aaron wants my friend T to be a companion, and he was hoping to get nasty. He thinks she's cute, and her hairdo's nice, and he's like, "Yeah, she could use a pair of implants. She's flat as eggs, but she's got a great personality." And he brings that up to me, and it's like, damn it, damn it to hell, is how I say it. And he's just like, "Oh, and we go around to different stores in town." And he's like, "Hey, what happened to your friend?" He's talking to the lady at the Radio Shack another man thing. "What happened to your friend?" "What friend?" "Oh, the one that worked there." "Oh, she went back to school." "Oh, damn, man, she was fine. I wouldn't have mind doing this, the horizontal mambo with her, And he'd talk about that, and she'd laugh, and he asked about a girl where was it? The pharmacy. "Oh, she left and moved to the Mormon state. She's a Mormon now." He said, "Oh, man, what perfectly good waste of a Mormon. A nice, gorgeous woman who's now Mormon, And he said, "Man, I wouldn't mind jumping her bones." I mean, he does this, like, that's one thing certain things. And I just was like, "Ay, caramba." So, he's a typical man, but, I do care for him, but, he's getting to the point where like I said, he was like, "Maybe we can make some," he's talking about, tranny, pornography movies. Maybe we make some tranny porn and make some money in Texas. Like, I really want to do that stuff down in the Lone Star State in a tent. It does not sound appealing, but he thinks it's money, So, frankly, I said, damn it, why should I? He's like, well, it's the horizontal mambo. I'm a man. So, frankly, if I got rid of him, we'd still be friends, I think, but he's going to the route of he wants women more and more, and children, and I don't mind kids, but, the way he's going with things, it's just like, I mean, if it ain't talking about pipes, I mean, last night he was playing a game and we're conversing about a few things. He goes, yeah, I need to get some new pipe tobacco. I'm going to order these ones, and these ones. I think I'll just get the whole sampler pack. I said, you're going to run out of money. He says, yeah, if I do that, well, he's barely skating by right now with what he didn't do, because right now, if you need to know anything, pretty lady, I usually bail him out, as I told you, but I haven't bailed him out this month. So, like tonight, we had pot roast. He made pot roast for me, and all was well. And he said, "Oh, I'll do the dishes because you supplied me with a meal because he's going hungry most nights. It's like frozen burrito." So he made the meal, right? And I had enough meat. I had like 3 pounds of pot roast. Well, with both of us and the potatoes, we had enough to eat. Well, we shared a few pieces of dogger, pup, but frankly, it was like, without me stocking up last month at pot roast, I would have went without food, but I got by this month, like I said, I got a conditioner and milk, but he's like, oh, well, you should have done this, and this. Well, right now, if you know anything, it's the 20th. Well, 21st is on Tuesday. So, technically, if you know anything beautiful, it's a few more days till payday. And he was happy. He was doing his happy dance because he was going to put $250 towards my breast implants through the stimulus program. The government's giving stimulus, and I said, if he does it and it's true, that's good. If it doesn't, well, no skin off my nose. I'll just put mine towards mine. But it's what God wants, And like I said, beautiful. He's always talking about God, like me. But he basically, I prayed for a woman, right? There was 2 women I knew that were very attractive, and I wanted either Sarah at the time or this other girl, and I got Sarah. Well, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. That's one thing I was going to tell you. Her dad, on the other hand, said, well, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. They'll come out, they'll help you out, they'll keep everything good, they'll keep a promise for 3 months, and then go downhill. Well, 3 months, house was always cleaned, everything was getting done. I didn't push them. My mother didn't push them because we lived with her, and then, well, they went back to Cleveland, and like 6 weeks later, Dad called me up and says, can you get Sarah out? Maybe find a way to keep her at your place for a while or something, Get her on disability or something. She's just loafing and not doing anything. I'll be right back to continue.